And look, right here. This is what I'm talking about. That's a black swallowtail. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'll try to be as quick as I can because the battery's getting low. Today I want to talk about having late blooming wildflowers in your yard, how that benefits beekeeping, how does that benefit your garden, and how does that benefit your yard. Okay. First thing you have to be mindful of is this time of year, especially where I'm at, there's not a lot of things in bloom. You may be lucky to have goldenrod. You may have some esters, which is what you're seeing right here. You may see these little guys out here. You may be lucky enough to see clover and dandelions. As a result, there's not a lot of food sources for these guys to grab. So it's mission critical. Also, if you're worried about the monarchs and butterflies, having stations like we're seeing in front of me, in front of you basically, reduces their journey by 1 mile per yard. That is huge. How does that benefit the honeybees? I've already alluded to it, but this lets them have a secondary nectar flow, which reduces my work needing to feed them, and plus they're getting additional nutrients that is more natural. I was out here recording earlier and I managed to snag a black swallowtail on this plant. I'll see if I can pull it up. Hopefully the audio doesn't screw it up. That is the second reason. Well, the next reason is it allows you to see wildlife out here in a natural format. So if you will, you're creating a micro ecosystem that's allowing nature to benefit, and you're getting the benefit of the steward of that. So if you have small children, this is a great way to show them how natural sciences work, how an ecosystem works. And because of the visitations, they will naturally come over here and start pollinating your plants. As you see right there, those tiny peppers starting to form. Sorry about the plane overhead, but again, that is one such way. You can see right there. See if I can get to her if she doesn't fly off. That is a prime example. Quick little thing. That is a prime example of what I'm talking about, and I'm getting the benefit of seeing this in my yard. So, having native wildflowers out here means they're more conducive to the area that I'm in. Translation, less maintenance. The other thing is you're bringing in natural pest control. So that's one thing that you don't have to worry about as labor. And the final thing I would say is by ensuring these bees are getting the last minute resources into their nest, especially the solitary, the natives, as you see right here. That is ensuring that you have more visitations next year, so you're going to have even more of a productive garden. As well as doing some basic landscaping. A lot of the flowers this time of year are blues, excuse me, white, yellows, and purples. Yellow and purple, if you ever looked at the color wheel, are on opposite ends. So it's a natural contrast. Striking colors that don't conflict too much. And the whites will blend that contrast quite nicely. It's a classic timeless look. You can see this, how many different species that's visiting this frost ester right now. And you see these little esters are white, clover's white, dandelions are yellow. It's a natural color scheme. So those are the main reasons I would talk about. Those are the main reasons why you should be having a blended approach with natural wildflowers, regardless if you're a beekeeper or a gardener, because you're bringing in wildlife value, you're enhancing your yard to wildlife, and you can control what you have come in. And you see I have goldenrod. These are a frost ester. I think this is called saltwater ester. I'm not certain. I do have dandelion and clover blooming, which is weird. Oh yeah, there's some dandelions. You can see that yellow out there. Snake root is another one. Joe's pieweed. But see, this is what I'm referring to. You see that wasp right there? That is what I'm talking about the ecosystem. That wasp is reducing my labor costs. I don't want to spend much energy out here. I'm letting nature do nature. That is the information I was wanting to describe and inform you of. If you've enjoyed this content, please feel to hit that like button so that it gets out on the algorithm. Also, if you feel like you enjoy this channel, consider subbing to the channel for the information. That was the information that I wanted to relay to you, so that if you're wanting to create a more natural look, if you're wanting to enhance your garden, but you want to reduce your labor, your inputs, this is a very easy way to do so. And this time of year is a great time to start planting the wildflowers, because they will be ready by next year. I planted this plant a year ago. I planted this goldenrod last year. You see how it's blooming. Look at this goldenrod. And that will add to the wildlife that will enhance your garden. I cannot stress that enough. So if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button. Consider subbing to the channel. Again, I'm a small content creator. I'm a solo creator, and I want to focus on giving the information to enhance your garden, because you know food's expensive. Food shouldn't be expensive. But if you're wanting to start beekeeping, but you're concerned about your neighbors, that's why I started this channel. So that will help me out tremendously if you choose to. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining and watching.